Mr. Hardin is here today after failing to appear before referee Snyder on September 26, 2023. Bond is currently set at $500. This is the first bench warrant. He reports no employment. Last payment made on this account was in June of 2023. Front of the court recommends that a reasonable bond be set in this matter and it be scheduled for hearing on October 25th, 2023 at 8:00 a.m. before this court.
Mr. Hardin, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear at a prior hearing as a result of your failure to pay child support. The purpose of this hearing is to set a bond that would assure your tenants at the next hearing on October 25th, 2023 at 8:00 a.m. You will get notice of that in writing. Are you able to post a bond, sir?
At this moment,
Well, at some moment.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to. I can't get in contact with nobody on the outside like that. That's helping.
Okay.
And I mean, I got money on my card, but I guess I gotta wait until they can post it for me, I guess.
Okay. Are you able to post the entire of the 500 or not?
No.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce your bond in hopes that you could be post a bond. I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $250. I'm doing that because it's your first bench warrant, and as a result, I'm reducing the bonds, hopefully that you can be released. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I did a Zoom, and before the Zoom, I told them where I worked at months prior. So I don't know why they still have Flexingate on for my employment. So I just don't get that when I filled out the paperwork and it said where I worked at.
So you are working?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not understanding why I just did the Zoom, and I let them know where I was working several months ago.
Okay.
So I'm not understanding why they still have Flexingate down as my payee or where I'm working at, and now I got a warrant.
Okay. Well, we'll be able to work all that out on the 25th and get that taken care of then. So, okay, that will be the bond. And
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Sir, do you have the script that we provided you?
I do.
You can go through that now. You don't have to disclose your address if you don't want to.
Okay. My spouse and I were married on July 4th, 2015 in Calhoun County by a person duly authorized to perform marriages. I was a resident of the state of Michigan for at least 100 days and of the Calhoun County for at least 10 days prior to fulfilling the for divorce now before the court. The items in the complaint were true when I filed it and are still true today. My spouse and I ceased living together as husband and wife on October 2021. There are 2 minor children born of this marriage, and Stephanie is not pregnant. There has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the bonds of matrimony have been destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. If the court were not to grant a judgment of divorce, I would not resume a marital relationship with my spouse. The reason for the breakdown of the marriage is there's a lot there. Just untrust. It's all broke down.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will enter the final orders as submitted in this matter, a final judgment that's approved by the front of the court. That will then conclude your case, sir. Best of luck to you. I hope everything works out for you, and you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Does this mean I'm divorced now? Is that official?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
As soon
Thank you very much.
as soon as I put the signature to the paper, which will do that, we'll do that. Let me do it. Let me do it so that you know it's
waiting.
done.
You got me shaking over here, man. Holy crap.
Takes a little bit of time for the,
I've got the time, man. I've got the time.
okay. I've signed the paperwork. You are now divorced.
Well, holy moly, thank you so much, Mr.
Okay,
Kirkland.
you have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
2023 at 8:44 a.m.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
This matter is before the court for the pro confessor hearing today. There has been a default entered in this matter previously. Mr. Hallmark, are you disputing or contesting anything?
Your Honor, I haven't got a copy of any of the divorce paperwork. I've not seen any of it.
I have certified mail. I have all the receipts that prove that I have sent it on to him. So, and he was actually also served and fined for it. So
The original one I did, I've moved since then, and I haven't received anything. It may have went to the old address, but I called the courthouse and asked to change the address, and that's when I found out about this court date.
Okay.
I have receipt that says I sent it to 33. So I have proof that I did send all of these proceedings to him.
That's fine. Then what you need to do is just file your proof of service showing that you served him correctly. You may proceed with the script that we provided you.
All right. Good morning. My full name is Megan Renee Hallmark.
In the on base, and I don't have anything. Go ahead.
Okay. My address is, and I am the plaintiff in this case. I married the defendant on August 21st, 2020 in Kalamazoo County, Michigan. I filed a complaint for divorce on February 7th, 2023. I've lived in Michigan for 180 days and in Calhoun County for 10 days immediately prior to filing this complaint. When I filed my complaint for divorce, all the statements were true. All the statements in my complaint for divorce are still true today. There has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship such that objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. I do not believe there is any possibility of reconciliation. I am not currently pregnant. The defendant and I have 2 minor children together. I have read all the terms of the proposed judgment of divorce and I agree with them. And I would like the court to change my surname to Harrington. I ask that this court grant an absolute judgment of divorce. Thank you.
Thank you. Court is satisfied that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will note that the front of the court has approved the documents. We do have sufficient time that's run, so the court will intend to enter those at this particular time. Sir, if you have an objection or you have anything else, you'll have to file the appropriate paperwork with the clerk's office, and then we can again address that at that time should you have an objection.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is time and place set for the pro confesso hearing in this matter. Court notes that we do have a final consent order in the file signed by both parties. And Ms. Robb, I'm looking at the judgment and it has what purports to be your signature. Did you sign that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're not disputing and you're not contesting anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I just note it does appear like you're moving. Are you driving at this point?
No, I am in my work vehicle, but I am parked away from everybody right now.
Maybe
Yes.
it's just the phone is jiggling.
Yes.
Okay. You can proceed with the script that we provided you. You have that?
Yes, sir.
You can go through anything. You don't have to disclose your address if you don't wish.
Okay. All right. My full name is Calhoun Robb. I am the plaintiff in this case. I married the defendant on 05/31/2009 in Zanesville, Ohio, in the United States. I filed a complaint for divorce on September 13th, 2022. I lived in Michigan for 180 days in the Calhoun County for 10 days immediately prior to filing this complaint. When I filed my complaint for divorce, all the statements were true. All the statements in my complaint for divorce are still true today. There has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship such that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. I do not believe there is any possibility of reconciliation. So if there, I am not, oh, this is for a pregnant lady. I'm not pregnant though. Number 9, the defendant, and I have one child together. I have read all the terms of the proposed judgment of divorce, and I agree with them. It looks like there's a spot for Loree. Hers says for wife only on here, and it said if something about her changing her surname.
Okay. Ms. Raub, I ask you, are you currently pregnant?
I am not.
Okay, thank you. Court is satisfied that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will enter the consent judgment as signed by the parties in this matter. I have done that. As a result, you are divorced at this time. Best of luck to both of you. I hope everything works out. And the court will end this proceeding at 8:53 a.m. You're free to go. Have a good day.
8:53
Thanks, sir.
a.m. Defendant is not here.
Okay. Good morning to you, ma'am. Well, ma'am, I'm looking at the proposed judgment of divorce in here, and it looks like it has what purports to be your husband's signature. Do you recognize that as his signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And you can go through the script that we would have provided you.
Okay. My full name is Tammy Lynn Janunzio, and I'm the plaintiff in this case. I married the defendant on October 14th of 2000 in Battle Creek, Michigan. I filed a complaint for divorce on April 18th of 2023. I lived in Michigan for 180 days and in Calhoun County for 10 days immediately prior to the filing this complaint. When I filed my complaint for divorce, all the statements were true. All the statements in my complaint for divorce are still true today. There's been a breakdown of the marriage relationship such that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. I do not believe there is any possibility of reconciliation. I am not currently pregnant. The defendant and I have one minor child together, 17 years old. I read all the terms of the proposed judgment of divorce, and I agree with them. I would like the court to change my surname to Tammy Lynn Wolfersberger. I ask that this court grant an absolute judgment of divorce. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Court will find in this case that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. So the court will enter the consent judgment as submitted by the parties, as well as your order to opt out. That will conclude your case. Best of luck to you, ma'am. I hope everything works out. And you are divorced, and wish you the best.
Thank you, Your Honor.
8:56 a.m.
Have a good day. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
This is a matter set for a status conference, just to check. When we had our scheduling conference back on September 6th, parties stated that there were no issues in dispute, and the plaintiff, Ms. Morris, you were informed to start preparing the final orders. Have you been able to do that?
No, I have not.
Okay, is there a reason?
I wasn't 100% sure on what I was supposed to be doing. I knew that I called last week to ask what I was supposed to file.
Okay. and I probably mentioned this back then, but I'll tell you again, you have to do a judgment of divorce, a uniform child support order, and a judgment information form. And if you're using a service such as MichiganLegalHelp.org, they will have all of that on there. So when you get into that site, they'll talk about, kind of what stage you're at. And if you're looking at preparing the final paperwork, the final judgment, it'll kick that, you can go to that on the screen, and then it should follow all the way through, where you should, it'll maybe state, do you need a uniform child support order? Yes. Do you need a judgment information form? Yes. And then you'll fill that out.
Okay. Judgment and divorce, then the child support form, then judgment and form. Right.
Uniform child support order, and then a judgment information form.
Okay.
And that gives, what it is it has all the contact information for you and for the defendant, so that if the front of the court has to contact you, they can contact you.
Okay.
Sir, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, ma'am, get working on that, and let's get it completed. And then when you have that completed, you need to send that to the front of the court for their approval.
Okay.
And when they approve it, then send it to the defendant for his approval. And then once he approves it, then we'll be able to schedule in the final hearing and get everything done at that time.
Okay.
Okay, anything else either of you have?
Nope.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for your patience. We had a number of cases to address at 8:30, so.
When should we reset the status conference, Judge?
I'm
Case is only at 71 days.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna probably set this up for about 60 days out, just so we can keep track of it. And I'm doing that only because with all the cases we have, if we don't have it set up for another hearing, you could get forgotten, and it'll be a year from now and you'll be wondering what's happening. I don't think you want to do that.
No.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll set up in about 60 days and
Brad,
go
Judy
from there.
Is Dad's name?
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Judy, in this particular matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Yes.
I advise you have a right to an attorney. If you desire an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you. It's my understanding you wish to proceed without an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily, sir?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, used any undue influence, pressure, or promises to get you to appear without an attorney?
No.
Court will find that Mr. Judy does freely and voluntarily waive his right to an attorney. Go ahead, Ms. Hester.
Thank you. This is docket number 2014-002641DS involving Jessica Hall and Brad Judy. This is a bench warrant hearing. This was an order that's dated December 16th, 2014. The total monthly obligation is $428.50 per month. The last payment was $98.51, and that was October 12th, 2020 through income withholding. This is a bench warrant hearing that was caused from Mr. Judy failing to appear at a show cause hearing September 22nd, 2023 before referee Croteau. He's had 4 show causes, 4 bench warrants, 0 contempt findings. I monitor compliance by the last 4 months at $428.50 a month. That equals $1,714 should have been paid. Nothing has been paid. The total arrears on this case is $15,601.20. Mr. Judy booked into the Calhoun County Jail October 10th, 23, and that would give him credit for 8 days. And he does have a hold on him from Jackson County.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Mr. Judy, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Hester?
No,
Do you have any questions for Ms. Hester?
I have no questions now.
Okay, what would you like to tell me, sir?
I've just been trying to, my Aunt Shelley just passed away and I was doing a job with my grandma's and I had to put that on hold and I was gonna make payment, but after that family, once my dad's sister just passed away and her funeral's this Saturday. And I don't know, it's just, I haven't really had a chance. I had a roof job I was getting ready to set up and they come and pick me up right before I had that roof job going. I almost had a roof job set up to go do. So I've been trying to find work. It's just, it hasn't fell in that good. And the family loss has just really put a damper on everything.
Okay, well, you haven't paid since October of 2020. So you've got 3 years worth of issues that not allowed you to work.
I mean, I haven't even got to see my kids at all. She's pretty much not let me see my kids one bit this whole entire time. Every time I try to see my kids, it's always something. She has something busy, or
Well,
I don't even get the chance to even see my kids one bit.
if
This
you
whole
want to
entire time.
visit, you have every right to file a motion to enforce any child, basically, parenting time. So you have a right to do that, but that's independent of your paying support. So,
Yeah, and I'm just saying she's never just let me see my kids. It's like whenever she felt like letting my dad get them so I could see them because she's got a PPO against me for no reason, and I can't even have contact with her to see my kids. I have to go through my dad to see my kids.
okay.
And it seems like it never pans out. Every time I try to see them, it's always something that comes up and I don't get to see them.
Okay, let's focus on your payments, okay?
Okay.
Because like I say, you can file a petition with the court seeking to show cause why she shouldn't be held in contempt if she's violating the parenting time order. But you're here because you're violating the support payment order.
Okay.
So why in 3 years have you not had a job and haven't been paying support?
I just been out of jail for quite a while, and I don't know. I just been in a real slump in my life. When not seeing my kids has made me real depressed, and I don't know. There isn't much work around where I do live. I live in a little small town of Homer, and I have no vehicle or no really way to get to work.
Why don't you move? Why don't you move then, sir? In Battle Creek, there's a help wanted sign on every business almost. So
I mean,
be able to get a job.
I wouldn't mind doing that, Your Honor.
Okay.
I
Well, you say you wouldn't mind. You wouldn't mind, but you haven't done it. So why haven't you?
I just feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm just stuck right now. You know, I just feel like I'm stuck, and I got no place to live in Battle Creek. You know, it's not like I just have a place right there to live in Battle Creek where I can just go to Battle Creek and live. You know, it's not like I can just jump up and go move to Battle Creek when I have no place to live.
Okay, back in 2020, when you made your last payment, you paid that through income withholding. What happened to that job?
That job, I was messing around with a girl that was doing some drugs and stuff, and I ended up doing a little bit, and I fell out or whatever, and the whole town pretty much heard about it because through my dad told my kid's mom and both my brothers, and they went and told the whole town, and I pretty much lost my job because people thought I was a drug addict and stuff just because of that. And I was just sore from roofing all week, and I made a bad decision. You know, I did a little bit of heroin that my girlfriend had apparently, and I thought it was just gonna be like just like a Norco or something like that. And I fell out and hit my face on the floor and had the ambulance come get me. And that's pretty much how I lost my job. And I was pretty much a boss over at my job that I was working at, but through word of mouth and people talking about me, I ended up losing my job. And I haven't done it
What's your
since.
education background, sir?
I have a high school diploma.
Okay. Tell me, how in the last 3 years, how have you supported yourself and paid for things if you're not working?
I mean, I was working at a girlfriend's house and helping fix her house up, and she gets money through her dead husband, and she pretty much could pay for my food and whatever I needed, you know.
Okay, so you have family or
And my
friends
dad,
that are supporting you.
yeah, my dad's been helping me too. Just for a place to live and,
Okay.
you know.
Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
I just want to get my life back on track and see my kids.
Okay, I understand that. What are you doing to get your life back on track?
I've been clean for a long time. I'm doing any drugs at all, and I'm just trying to move my life forward. And I'm just
Okay, you
really-
keep saying you want to get back on track, you want to move your
Yeah,
life forward. But my
yeah,
question is, what are you doing to do that? Because just saying it doesn't
I'm
mean
picking
anything.
up jobs. I've been looking for work. I've been looking for work real hard. I've got a job over at my grandma's house I'm trying to finish up, but once the family loss happened, I didn't feel right going over there to finish it up to get paid for it. So that kind of put me on hold. And I'm just trying my hardest to get a job and get my life on track.
Okay.
I'm trying to find work.
Okay, anything else, sir?
No, that's all.
Ms. Hall, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
I mean, I'd like to see proof that he's clean because I don't believe that he is. And like you said, even in Homer, there's all kinds of places hiring there in Homer. He could get a job at RSB that is a quarter mile down the road from his father's house. It's been 3
Anything
years.
else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Well, court will make the following finding in this case, that Mr. Judy is familiar and is well aware of his obligation in this particular matter. He's had prior bench warrants, prior show causes, no prior contempts. He's in arrears in excess of $15,000 in this particular matter, that he continually professes that he's trying, yet he has and cannot identify anything that he's done to try to change his situation. He keeps trying, I'm trying to change my life, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying, but he hasn't identified anything that he's done positively to try to do that. And wishful thinking doesn't, again, accomplish anything in this particular matter. He stated that he did lose his job back in 2020 because of some drug usage. He has a high school education, that he's being supported by family and friends at this particular time. And that he is really not able to identify much of anything that he's done to acquire employment in the last 3 years. The court will therefore find that he's failed or refused to comply with the orders of this court. He's failed to exercise due diligence in doing so. The court will therefore find him in contempt of court. Anything you'd like to say, sir, before court pronounces sentence?
No, I guess not.
Well, you have credit for 8 days. The court will give you credit. I could sentence you up to 45 days in jail. I'm not going to, but I am going to sentence you to 30 days in jail with credit for 8 days served, allow you to purge yourself of contempt by paying the sum of $500, or otherwise you'll serve the balance of your time. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, thank you. That will conclude this matter, and you're free to go. Have a good day. With civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The court has appointed Mr. Sackrider to represent you in this matter. Had you had sufficient opportunity to speak to Mr. Sackrider in preparation for this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Sackrider, are you ready to proceed? Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Petrulio, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is the case of Shaniqua Williams versus Darian Gibson. Mr. Gibson is required to pay $175 per month current child support. The arrearages pursuant to a July 12th order are to be paid at $121.50 plus fees for a total of $300. The last payment paid was, well, that's been applied to the account, was $400 on October 10th. However, he did make a $900 payment in our office on the 17th, which was yesterday, which is still on hold. He has had 3 show causes in this case, no bench warrants and no findings of contempt. In the last 3 months, he should have paid a total of $900. He actually paid $1,300, which leaves him with a $400 credit. The bigger issue here, Your Honor, is that Mr. Gibson is not paying the support every month. I went into great detail with him back in July about him making his monthly payments and not just lump sums when he's either show caused or, you know, something's brought before him. He does have other cases, so he was told that he needs to either be in compliance with all counties so that money is received in each case. And if he can't do that, then he needed to come down here each month to pay. And that was back in July. It was adjourned to October 4th. On October 4th, he had not paid anything. So we adjourned it today to allow him to be represented by a court-appointed attorney. Like I said, he came up with $1,300 in the last week to bring this account to a better standing. His arrearage is $2,909.41 through October 18th. The custodial parent, Shaniqua Williams, is here and would like to address the court.
Thank you. The arrearage, does that take into account the money that is the 900 that's suspended at this point or not?
Ooh. That I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'm not sure if it does or not. I'm thinking it does not because it hasn't been applied to the balance yet. It's still on hold.
Thank you. Mr. Tackwriter, do you contest or dispute any of the statements made by Ms. Petrulio?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Petrulio?
No, Your Honor.
Any proofs, Mr. Tackwriter?
I'd call Mr. Gibson.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Gibson, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so you made a $900 payment yesterday, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and so per Ms. Petrulio's testimony, there is no shortfall in this case. And you are up to date. However, there is approximately $2,000 in arrears. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Are you willing and able to bring that support obligation current if you're able?
I'll be able to start doing it, so I can't make a lump sum payment like that, but continuing to do the $300 a month until it's caught up. I can do that.
All right, Ms. Petrulio stated that she is having issue with you paying every month. Is that something that you can begin to do in the future?
Yes.
All right. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gibson, how are you going to, again, pay the current obligation when you have it in the past?
Well, Your Honor, I've been self-employed for the last 3 years, but I'm currently going back into the workforce. So payments can continue to come out my weekly check, and then any extra money I'm able to come across, I will just start paying so I can catch up to arrearage.
And you say you're going back in the workforce. Do you have a job at this point that you're going back to, or have you not looked yet?
I'm starting one today.
And where is that?
It'll be through a temp service called Talent Strategy.
And where are they located?
I believe they're out of Grand Rapids.
Can you spell the name of that? I didn't catch what you're saying.
Talent strategy.
Okay, strategy, Halleck?
No, talent.
Oh,
with a T.
talent strategy.
Talent strategy.
Okay, thank you.
And where will you be assigned? Do you know?
Lansing.
What's the employer though?
Buer Lansing.
Give me that one more time.
Or Buer Lumber. I'm sorry, Buer Lumber is the name of the company.
Okay. Sir, what's your education background?
High school diploma.
And do you know how much at Buer Lumber you're going to be making?
$16 an hour.
Anything else you'd like me to be aware of, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Williams, you wanted to speak and say something. What would you like to say?
I just was only concerned about his ability to pay the child support monthly, simply because it hasn't been done in the past. I know the last hearing we had, it was discussed he would make monthly payments, and it's only when there's a show cause that he would pay lump sums. And you know, I know that he is an entrepreneur. He has, you know, different lines of income, so I didn't see the issue with him being able to pay monthly. I felt as if he could pay in lump sums, he'd be able to make regular monthly payments. The last actual hearing that we had over Zoom, he informed the office that he would be starting a temp agency in Okemos, and that was never reported. So it's just been an ongoing wait for assistance from him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, Your Honor, is it too late for me to say something?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so to attest to what she just said, I have six different children. I have cases in other counties. Like, it's not that I'm deliberately not paying child support. Like, I still have to stay afloat. Things happen. Like I said, I've been trying to do the best I can. If I can't just stop every single thing and jump to, it's not my fault that Shaniqua wants to live outside her means and is leaning back against me to try to make something happen. Like, she doesn't know I have multiple sources of income. She doesn't know that. That's not a fact. Like, so I don't understand. Like, I have no other problems with no other counties but Calhoun. So like, when she calls me to do something, I stop and do it. I could just say, I'm just pay friend of the court and let you deal with it that way. But it's not fair to my daughter, because I run into the situation where when I don't do something, I'm looked at as a bad parent in her eyes and my daughter's eyes. But then when I don't pay friend of the court, then I end up here. So it puts me in the pickle, and I'm still doing the best I can, juggling 5 other children, multiple other cases. I'm literally doing the best I can. It's not for me to come make those lump sums. I had to literally liquidate assets so I can do what I need to do. But I'm at the point now, I don't liquidate everything I can. I'm going back in the workforce. Whatever my previous calculation was from my job years ago, maybe I need to go back in and file some more paperwork and see, because now I'm starting at the ground level again, $16 an hour. And like I said, I literally have multiple responsibilities, multiple children. It's nobody's fault but mine. It's not an excuse. I'm literally doing the best I can. I'm not deliberately not doing it. Like, every time I intend on trying to make a payment, something happens. Like, I literally, like the last time when I was me and Heather had spoke. I'm sorry, I don't know your last name, address you by your last name, but literally a tree fell on my house. I had to take care of that out of pocket until my insurance company figured out what they were going to do, because my other kids they needed somewhere to live. When we had to go stay at a hotel, I had to pay for everything out of my pocket. Now, if it's a situation to where it's Kendall, maybe I need to split up custody or something, or my daughter can stay with me half of the year and we can split some of the child support thing up or something, because it's not a problem that I'm neglecting her or that I can't do it. I'm doing the best I'm doing the best I can. When me and her have conversations on the phone is completely different than when she come in the courtroom, and which boggles me, and I don't understand. And that's it puts a hinder on our relationship, far as parenting, far as everything. Because when we just had a conversation, what she just said, she didn't say none of that. She only says that when it comes to friend of the court, because she tries to live outside her means, and I feel like I'm being held responsible for somebody living outside their means.
Okay, hold on. Well, sir, how she lives and how she does is irrelevant to whether you pay child support. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she's doing if you're not paying your child support. If you're not supporting your children, then all that does.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You're just living outside her means, it just puts more of a burden on her. So you need to pay, and if you pay on a normal basis and a regular basis, then maybe she wouldn't have some of the issues she's having. And as you stated, you have a lot of kids, but that's by your choice, nobody else's. So don't come in and cry about how many kids you have and your responsibilities when you created it.
I understand, Your Honor. And like I said, I'm not crying. I'm not playing the victim. Like I said, I'm literally just doing the best I can. But like when Nene calls me and she wants me to do something, I stop and I do it as soon as I can. That's all I'm saying. But from here on out, I'm just going to pay for it. I'm just going to pay for it in the court. If my daughter cannot get what she needs right then and there when she needs it, it's just going to be that situation. So I can avoid having to deal with show cause hearings and stuff like that.
Well, that's what you have to do, and that's what the court is concerned about, is whether you're paying your obligation. What I'm going to do in this particular matter, Mr. Gibson, is I am going to adjourn this matter to December 20, 2023. Are you 8 o'clock, Ms. Petrolio?
Yes, Your Honor.
At 8 o'clock a.m. I want to see what's going to happen. You claim that you're going to be starting this new job today, and so you will have approximately 2 months in at the time we get back into court, and I want to see that you're going to be paying during that particular time. I will tell you, you've made some payments, which are good, but if I don't see any payments being made in that next 2 months, then you probably should prepare on going to jail, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you back on December 20th. Mr. Hollis, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Yes.
Court has appointed Mr. Sackrider to represent you in this matter. Have you had sufficient opportunity to speak to Mr. Sackrider in preparation for this hearing?
Yes.
Mr. Sackrider, are you ready to proceed? You're muted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hollis is before the court today to allow him to be represented by a court-appointed attorney. It was adjourned from last week. He has a current obligation of $295 a month. His arrearages are supposed to be paid at $100 a month pursuant to an order dated June 7th, 2023, plus fees for a total of $398.50. His last payment paid was yesterday in the amount of $580. He's had one prior show cause, one bench warrant, and no contempt findings.
Give me that again. Give me that again. I was writing something else.
Yes. One show cause, one bench warrant, and no contempt findings.
Thank you.
I calculated 5 months, which includes this month's charge, because he paid this month twice. So the amount that he should have paid is $1,992.50. He had a lump sum payment from a prior hearing that he did not pay of $27.50. So the total due was $2,020. He has paid $1,731, leaving him short of compliance $289. He owes $12,296.50 through September. He was told back in March by Your Honor that you wanted to see payments paid as ordered each month, or he would be facing jail time. The hearing was adjourned to June. I gave him another opportunity without facing you to pay as ordered each month. We went over the amount he is supposed to pay each month and said, hey, if you pay it by the 20th, we should have it in the month. He didn't pay April, he didn't pay May, he didn't pay the lump sum, and he fell short of compliance. The two payments, there were two payments paid this month, a $580 payment and a $235 payment. So this is another individual that wants to pay when he's under fire, I guess, by the court about facing jail time all at once. He knows this obligation is due on a monthly basis and refuses to pay it every month as ordered.
Okay. Mr. Sackrider, do you have any disputes or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Petrullio?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions for Ms. Petrullio?
Yes. Did he make a payment in September?
I believe he did. And unfortunately, this system, when they went to the new MISIS on the system, how we have to log in, I can't view that and be on Zoom at the same time. So I'll have IT correct that. I don't have the dollar amount. I can run to my desk if you want me to do that. He has paid, he didn't pay March, he didn't pay April. I'm not sure about May. He has made some payments, but he's not paying as ordered. The judge said back in March, you're to pay $398.50. He hasn't, that he has not done. I know that for sure.
All right. But he did make a payment last month, to your recollection.
Yes, I believe he did.
All right. No further questions.
Okay. Any proofs, Mr. Sackrider?
Yes, I'd call Mr. Hollis.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Hollis, you heard the testimony, Ms. Petrullio. Was there anything that you disagreed with?
Yes, that she says I haven't paid anything. I've paid something every month, but sometimes it's not everything. But every 3 months, I always come back up to what I should pay. But I'm paying hundreds of dollars a month, and the $300 that she's talking about, I still owe. That includes October, and I still have 12 more days to pay that.
All right, so she said you have a shortfall of $289. You're able to pay that by the end of the month?
Yeah, probably like the 25th or the 26th, because that's next Thursday or Friday.
All right. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I do Lyft and like ride sharing.
Ride sharing? Kind of like a taxi service?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She testified that she would like more regular payments or monthly payments instead of lump sums. Are you able to do that in the future?
Yes, I'm going in the right direction, but it's not like I just pay this late. Like I pay everything late. I pay my rent late, my car note is late, my insurance is late, everything's late because I don't make enough money. And then it's like my son's birthday is today. I'm supposed to be picking him up. I didn't put anything on anything that happened for his birthday today. And when I call her, she just acts like I never pay anything at all. And it's like, I do pay money. Like I've paid thousands of dollars. I don't live there. I haven't seen my son 6 years. I'm 31 years old and I already have hypertension. And then it's like, okay, I did all this and I paid the money. Yeah, I may have been late, but it's like, I'm not a criminal. And like, I feel like, it's like if the light company wanted to give you a warrant and send you to jail, it's like charge me a fee or something, but I'm paying something every month. It's not like I got my license back and said, hey, I tricked you. I'm not going to pay anything. I come to my hearings. It's like, I don't care if every 3 months I got to call her and make sure that I paid it, but it's like, I'm paying and I'm going in the right direction. I'm trying.
All right. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Sir, what's your education level?
High school.
And so you're doing ride sharing, so there's no particular hourly rate or anything of that nature. Is that correct?
No, but roughly I make, I say between $23 3 and like 3,000 a month, something like that.
So you do have sufficient income to pay your support obligation of $398.50 per month.
Kind of more or less. Like my overhead is ridiculous because I'm in debt. But it's like I always try to pay like hundreds though, and like I know sometimes like okay at the end of it I gotta pay a little more, but that's because I done bought myself enough time not to get evicted or not to get my car repossessed or not to get my lights cut off. Okay, I can pay this, and then I have a little time, but it's like I'll never go again like not paying nothing because that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? But it's just like that sometimes. It's like I don't have a balanced checkbook basically, and like with Lyft things are up and down. You don't know how much like the gap is, but I'm trying. I'm really trying.
How can you assure the court that, again, that you're going to get in compliance in this matter over what you've done in the past?
Honestly, like telling you the truth is like, I know no matter what, if like say I'm a little short here, I'm a little short there, I will make up for it. There'll never be another long drawn out process of okay, I gotta keep acting like I gotta keep saying I'm gonna send them to jail to pay. I'm going to pay, like, but I'm trying. I'm heading in the right direction. Like I just need a little, like leeway. Like it's people who stuff be like $30 and they don't pay it. It's like I'm trying, and I don't even get to see them, and I'm still doing it.
Anything else that you'd like me to be aware of, sir?
I am not a criminal, like for real. I'm just broke. Like that's all it is.
Well, as I listen, I see, Mr. Hollis, that you have been making some payments and you made some larger payments recently. Unfortunately, typically those occur when you're, up against the gun, if you would, so to speak, and hearings. What I'm going to do is I am going to adjourn this matter one last time, sir, until December 20th, 2023 at 8:00 a.m. I want to see what you do in the next 2 months. And what we'll do is the court is going to preserve all the testimony you've given in this matter, and we will look at it again at that time. If you haven't been more consistent, you're going to potentially face jail time. You understand that?
Yes. Can you tell me a total amount of how much that should be?
Can I tell you what?
A total amount of how much that should be.
You owe $398.50 per month.
So 2 months of that would be $797. And then how much do I owe now for this month still?
I don't know, because I don't know what you had. And all we know is the arrearages are just over $12,000, that you paid $235 yesterday that wouldn't have showed up on your account. But again, you've got a sizable arrearage, so it's not going to matter much in that regard. You have to pay the approximate $400 per month in this interim period of time, and we will assess it on the December 20th date and see what action we take at that point, okay?
Gunner, it looks like the shortfall, I think he was asking what the shortfall was, and it was $289.
Oh, okay.
That includes this month.
So 1,086. So 1,100 basically. By 1,100 by December 20th. And that's
no, it's paid every month, Mr. Hollis, every month, not a lump sum before court.
No, I'm saying like say, because I'm just gonna break it down in weeks. Because that's like 8 weeks. Like,
well,
if I paid,
Mr. Hollis, you can figure it out. You know how much it is per month. You know what the shortfall is. You can figure it out and make sure that you get that payment. We'll We'll assess it back on December 20th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take it easy.
We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.